Okay, so today we're going to be reading a beautiful My Little Pony fanfiction by the highly esteemed author, the Omega1399 on fanfiction.net. They've written many things, as you will come to find out in their little introductory statement there. With me, I have my friend. I don't know why it sounded like I was like getting something shoved up my butt right when I said that, but that was a weird shiver. Anyway, we're gonna just move on from that. With me, I have my friend Bob. So,
hello.
Yes, he is the greatest Liam Neeson voice ever. So,
to be determined.
Yeah, to be determined. He just does this really great ASMR voice. That's why I'm gonna have him here with me today. So, all right. So, yeah. So here's our little introduction to the story. Oh, I should start with the summary actually. So, this is the story of my original character, Emo Blaze, as he tries to overcome the many problems his life is filled with. There's a bit of action, a bit of romance, and a lot of sadness. I know it doesn't sound very interesting. That's because I'm terrible with summaries. It's T-rated for pony fight vulgarity and emotional scenes. Fluttershy X original character. I hope you enjoy. Oh yeah, I think we addressed this last time. Which one is that?
What? Sorry.
Oh wait, you've never seen My Little Pony either. I don't know why I'm asking you.
Nope. Never seen it.
Yeah. I
never plan on seeing it.
Yeah, the most I've ever seen is like I watched like an episode or two with some kids I babysat once.
Yeah.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, it's a lot more disturbing to watch that show after you know that like there's people that get together and like fap to it and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Anyway. Alright, we're gonna let you introduce it, I guess.
Okay, so the sad story of me. My Little Pony fanfiction story by the Omega1399. Hey everybody, it's me. If you don't know who I am, I'm just another fanfiction writer with a love of good literature. But if my story list sent you here, your head probably exploded. The writer of You I Miss, the author of Killers Are Quiet, the guy who's known for being a total... Or wait, sorry, let me restart that. The guy who's known for being a total downer is a brony.
Can I just point out?
Everyone, it's true. I am a full-on brony.
Is that...
Can I just point out that you read I Miss You as You I Miss?
Wait, what? Sorry?
So, like, the top line, the line above that, it says the writer of I Miss You. You read it as You I Miss.
Oh, shit.
No, it's just really funny.
I'm not going over it again, so let's pretend it didn't happen.
Keep going, it's fine. It just was funny.
I'm a horrible reader. I don't know why you chose me. Anyways,
yes, everyone, it's true. I am a full-on brony.
And that's not the only thing that's different. In this story, the chapters will be short. There will be an attempt at a happy ending, and there will be love. I know that many readers don't know why it's a big deal, because they don't know me at all. So here's why it's a big deal. I don't believe in love, and thus I'm going to try hard to be words. And thus I'm going to try hard a good romantic story. And no, there will not be any clop.
Oh yeah,
wait. Don't go, yeah.
You had to clarify it to anyone. Ethan didn't know this when we were first recording, which is a whole other story. But basically, I screwed it up and it didn't record my voice, so you only heard him. But anyway, no.
Is that an issue?
A little bit, because it would go for like long bits of silence, and then you reacting to something I said. And Alright, but for anyone who doesn't know what clop is, basically clop is when like people who are bronies get together and like fap to My Little Pony episodes or like look at My Little Pony porn. That's my understanding of it anyway. So
what I want to know is how do you know that?
Because I frequent DeviantArt, so
Fair.
it's hard to get away from My Little Pony on the internet, and especially so on DeviantArt. So,
Anyways, let's continue.
yes.
Wait, don't go yet.
Friends and fans, I'm still
The Omega 1399.
and there will be a plot ton of depression, angst, sadness, and of course, favorite phrases. So let's begin our journey into the life of
Emo Blaze and the darker side of Equestria.
Alright. Prologue. I used to be happy. I was a Pegasus colt born in Canterlot, with the common enjoyment of companionship and company. It was a good life that I had. I was an only foal. It only gave me more love to have for my mother and father. But it changed when my father passed. It was a flying accident. He was going out to fly with his brothers when he turned his head. He flew directly into the side of a mountain, snapping his neck instead of flying around as intended.
Well, that was a grave situation. I'm sorry, I tried.
I was trying to make a mountain pun, but I guess...
I know, I couldn't think of any. He's in a mountain of trouble.
There you go.
I'm gonna just go kill myself now. Okay.
Same. This was a fatal blow to my mother. She had gotten the news while she was at work. His youngest brother had burst through the door in tears as he shouted the news uncontrollably. How do I know? I was there. She worked as an editor for some novella. Is that right? Novella?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was coming out.
Nutella.
Yeah, Nutella. And school was out that day. That day was the day she lost herself. Her usual kind, caring, and comforting self became cold, isolated, and depressed. I tried to comfort her. I tried to get her off of her flank into a place where she could let him go, because I'd already known that he was in a better place. I had been through many deaths. Hey. Oh yeah, I remember because we made fun of that.
Hey.
Hey! I had even seen some pony killed by a timber wolf when I was younger. I'm sorry. Yes. I began avoiding the forest outside of Canterlot soon after. Of course I was scarred. And of course I shouldn't have been used to death at the age I was. I was still a foal for Celestia's sake. But my mother was not as still-nerved as I was. Whenever I tried to embrace her, she physically pushed me away. When I tried to speak to her, she wouldn't listen. I felt regret, of course. Here I was, trying to get her to overcome the death of the stallion she loved most, when a typical foal would have been in the same state, if not worse. But of course, this story is probably something you should shy away from if you already feel uncomfortable from the prologue. If you wish to continue reading, I'll let you know. It can only get better. Right?
Wrong.
Yes.
I've already made that joke.
That's alright, no one has to know. Chapter 1. I walked slowly into the house, careful not to disturb the mare crying softly in the room across from mine. I dumped the contents of my saddlebags on my bed to begin my homework. One reason why I hated my school? Too much homework, which I normally just did at my leisure, because I was too smart. Ugh. I never ate yeah, like the emo hair flip. I never ate school lunches, so I'd fix myself a small plate of sweet potatoes to hold me over until I had dinner. I stopped outside of her room after finishing my work, just staring at the mare who had just staring at the mare who had changed for the worse over the last few months.
Mom?
She didn't answer me. She only continued to sob quietly. I tried to wrap my forelegs around her.
Mom, you've got to...
She pushed me away.
Mom, just let me hug you!
She shook her head violently. And I said, go to your room! I again tried to embrace her, only to result in another push, only harder.
Mom, you need some pony to comfort you.
No, I don't!
Then stop crying!
My ears. was a quick feeling. It lasted only a few seconds afterwards as it slowly subsided from my muzzle. She had hit me. I could still see her foreleg outstretched at her side.
Hello, Child Protection Services?
Child, yeah. She had finally gone there, and I knew that I was only making it worse. So that night, I packed my saddlebags once again. Some food, some water in a canteen, and my music box. I also threw in some of my school books. I at least wanted to have some smarts when I reached where I was going. Clearly, like, this person doesn't know how, like, runaway, like, how runaways work. This is...
You know, maybe bring some... Oh, he said food, never mind.
Yeah. I can guarantee you, like, you'd not be worrying about your school books if you were running away.
Yeah, it'd be like, those are the first thing I'd burn.
Yes.
Maybe, yeah, that's why they brought them and started fire.
Yeah, if anything, that'd just be, like, for your fire. Yeah, burn! When it was time, I snuck out of the house and sat by my mother's window. The lights were off inside, so she was most likely asleep. I began to crank my music box and sat down. Excuse me. As the melancholy tune pierced the silence of the night at the edge of the big city, I looked up at her window.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry that I couldn't make you feel better. I'm sorry that Dad died. I'm sorry I made you mad. So I have to do this.
The light turned on inside. I bolted, spreading my wings as far as I could. I took off before she knew what had been happening. I just kept flying away from her, through the path in the woods behind our home. I just kept flying towards the unknown. I just kept crying. After hours of solid flight, I began to see the outline of rooftops. I crashed onto my unused hooves as I read the sign ahead of me. It was a simply made sign with very little aesthetic beauty. It read, "Welcome to Ponyville." There we have it, oh shit, that's your line. I screwed that up in the first recording too.
There you have it, everybody. The beginning of my story. I hope you enjoyed. And stay dark.
Yeah.
That's the voice I'm going to use here from now on.
Yeah.